How wonderful. Am I under arrest or something? I have to state your name. Do I need a little Shirley beer? And I went to Bowne, graduated in '71. I was on the yearbook staff, and I'm here to say that the Cretan Chronicles have never been topped. I mean, the Saturday Night Live, Comedy Central, all of those things took after us. We set the standard with the Cretan Chronicles. This is like a picture of my grave.
Well, I was responsible for that, and I apologize for it.
You don't have not apologize. It is a brilliant,
and it's
brilliant piece.
And I'm Shirley a grown, and everything she said, me too. Alter egos.
Shirley A, Shirley B, right?
Okay, now, what are your memories of Bowne?
Oh God.
I know. Good.
People mostly. People mostly. Good and bad.
You were in Sing, weren't you?
Sing.
You were a big star, weren't you?
No, I wasn't a big star. I was on the commission. But you were also the backbone. I mean, we won one year because of yours and Norman's writing. I mean, do you remember Aaron Burr? Do you remember Hamilton, those songs? Remember those songs?
Not so well, I tell you. But I've been senile for about 20 years, so, you know.
Okay, now, you moved to Colorado, or?
I was a Denver native, and I had moved to Colorado. I'd come to New York for a couple of years, and when I graduated, I moved back, and I live in the glorious Rocky Mountains, where
What do you do there now?
every day.
What do you do?
I see God every day.
You what?
But I'm retired.
Okay.
Retired from the. I was in the high-tech software world.
Okay.
And I'm retired, so I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do, which is floral design. I'm opening up my own company.
Do you have any kids?
The four-legged kind.
Huh?
The four-legged kind. The furry kind.
Okay, those are good
Ask
too.
her.
Okay.
She's got a better.
Okay, what are your memories of Bowne?
My memories of Bowne are great. I mean, I was a faculty baby, so, you know.
Her father was a teacher.
My father taught here for years.
Remember we made fun of our principal, Roxy Jolie.
Jolly Roxy. Jolly Roxy, we used to call her,
And
yes.
we were, she was, I remember before she became principal, she had taken a tour of China. So far ahead of her time. Before China was open to Americans, she was touring it. And we were lucky to have her, I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it.
What did you do after Bowne?
What did I do after Bowne? I went to Queens, I graduated, and I moved to Israel, and I've been in Israel for 25 years.
Children.
Four, just four. My husband doesn't count.
Are you in
as a
Tel Aviv?
child. No, I'm in Herzliya,
Okay, which is?
about 15 minutes north of Tel Aviv on the
Okay.
coast.
Okay.
I have four children, one of whom is already in the Army, my big girl, and a few more on the way, and not kids, new kids, but kids into the Army. And I don't know, that's all. I win the prize for coming into this room from the furthest away. No question. That's all.
So you're having a good time here?
Yes. Oh, this is great.
Okay.
This is amazing.
People know me as Willie, Will E.
Okay.
And let's see, what do I remember about Bowne?
Yeah.
That it existed.
And what did you do there? What were some of the things you did?
Notes to the books. I hung out in the physics and bio lab. It was safe. And that's probably the only graduation I ever attended. And it's great to be back.
And what have you done since then?
Lots of stuff. Jack of all trades, expert at none.
What are you doing now?
I'm into computers.
Okay. Where do you live?
Outside of San Francisco.
Oh, okay. You're married, or?
Oh yeah, I have a beautiful wife and one daughter.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Schneider, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1971. And I guess some of my most memorable teachers are Mr. Weiss. I was on the debate team, and Mr. Bowne, Mr. Bedakovich, and Mr. Levitan.
Everybody remembers Bedakovich.
And
He was the dean, wasn't he?
I think he was a history teacher.
Okay. He might have become the dean later, I'm not sure.
Mr. Davis is the famous math teacher where I met my husband Murray. We've been married for 26 years.
Okay. And what are you doing now?
I'm a vocational counselor for the state of Virginia.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I'll give you a little bit of an introduction. This is a wonderful turnout for a reunion for the class of 1971. I actually missed you by 1 year. I started teaching here in 1972. This is my 21st year. Actually, I finished my 21st year. This is my 22nd year in the building. From 1972 to 1989, 17 years, I was a teacher of biology and I was a grade advisor. So if any of you have younger siblings, I was June Louis at that time. You're 72, okay. So, you know, I was just a young teacher when you graduated. In 89 to 97, for 8 years, I was an assistant principal of science at Grover Cleveland High School in the Ridgewood area of Queens. And I came back in 1997. I've just finished 4 years as principal. The school, I remember the school in 1972. I remember Sing, and I remember, you know, agriculture, and I remember the farms. The school has changed somewhat since then. First of all, Flushing has changed. Queens has changed. This school is very overcrowded. But I had remembered in some of my years in the late 70s, it was very overcrowded here as well. I now run a school that is a 12-period day. Last year it was 10. It ended at 3:15. This year it ends at 4:38. It begins at 7:25, ends 4:38. Teachers say they have 6 hours, 20 minutes, they clock in, they clock out, or they don't really clock because they. But principals stay here forever. You know, I mean, basically, when everyone leaves, there's still, you know, work to be done. Students are on a staggered schedule. They might be here 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 5 to 12. The schools are so overcrowded in New York City that we also have Saturday schools, we have PM schools, and definitely summer schools. This school now serves a population that includes District 24, 25. I think it did that basically when you were a student, it was more or changing. That includes Corona area as well as the Flushing area. It may have changed
The Bronx
after
they were
you-
coming from.
Oh yeah, oh well, for agriculture, it's still, we're the only agricultural school in New York City, and we have the largest FFA chapter of all of New York State. And we've been recognized in the New York Times, I mean, since this is being recorded. Okay. November 1998, this was page 1 of the Metropolitan section of the New York Times. East 40, West 40, all around the farm. So, you know, we're nationally recognized as a school. In the same year, January of 1999, you may have seen this, U.S. News and World Reports had outstanding American high schools.
Yes.
Although we were not selected as the outstanding school, they listed urban schools in New York City, and we were the only public high school in Queens. We just not that we have the highest grades, we have the highest SAT scores, but rather with the student body that we have as they come in, we can do great things with them. We can get their reading levels up, their math scores up, encourage them to stay in school. We have very good attendance rates, very good graduation rates. The school population now reflects the area of Corona and Flushing. The school is now approximately 45% Hispanic, 25% Asian, about 20% African American, and 10% white. So, very different from the time looking around the school. Actually, in my years at Bowne, I remember the school as kind of being one quarter. So that must have been like in the late 70s on. I'm really pleased to have you. And in part, I would like you to remember, remember Bowne as well. So, at any time, if you'd like to mentor a student, whatever you'd like to do, it's welcome. I'll leave my cards here, and I'll leave a whole bunch of those school profiles when we come back. Does anyone need to make a? If not.